So now that we know how to find major intervals, we need to figure out how to find minor intervals. Well, the process is quite simple. If you can find any major interval, you can derive a minor interval from it. The short answer is that minor intervals are a half step smaller in overall size compared to their major interval counterparts. Let me show you how it works. This is our major second, right? We just determined that. A to B, major second. Well, a minor second, any minor interval, is a half step smaller than its major counterpart. So, if A to B is a major second, A to B flat, which reduces the interval size by a half step, now makes it a minor second. Therefore, a minor second is equivalent to a half step, which we've already been talking about since we started studying major scales. Now, that's not the only way to create a minor second from the original major second that we had. So what if we want to keep B as B natural? What would we need to do to make it a minor second? How would we alter the A? You would raise it by a half step to make the interval smaller. Therefore, A sharp to B natural is also a minor second. And as you already know, it's also a half step. Let's try the same exercise for the thirds. We've already determined from our work with the A major scale that A to C sharp is a major third. Why? Because A being the lower note of the interval, if we think of it as tonic of the A major scale, C sharp would be in that scale. And we know that we can derive any major interval from the major scale given the lower note is tonic. So this is our major third. Now, if we want to make that major third a minor third, what would we need to do to the top note, the higher note, to make it a half step smaller? If you go like that, change the sharp to a natural, that contracts the size by a half step, and we've now made a minor third. But let's try it the other way, where we keep the top note C sharp. What would we need to do to the A in order to make it a half step smaller? Again, if you raise the bottom note by a half step, you will also make the interval a half step smaller and get another minor third, A sharp to C sharp. And this process works for sixths and sevenths as well. Check it out. A to F sharp, we established was a major sixth. The relationship of that to A to F natural becomes 1/2 step smaller in overall size, so it is a minor sixth. And if we wanted to keep F sharp intact, we would have to raise the lower note by a half step, A sharp to F sharp, to get that size to be a minor sixth. And there we have it for the sevenths. A to G sharp is a major seventh. And if we contract the overall size by a half step, we get a minor seventh between A to G natural, or if we wanted to make it A sharp to G sharp, that would also be a minor seventh. In sum, we can get any major interval from the major scale, given that the lower note of the interval is tonic of that scale. We can get any minor interval by taking a major interval we've derived from a major scale and making it a half step smaller, either by lowering the top note by a half step or by raising the bottom note by a half step.